Hello, everyone, and welcome to Never a Foul. It's your extra time debate, your Saturday evening debate. A little bit of a different today. It's not only about the transfers. Today, we're going to talk about Arsenal v Chelsea. Who's getting the better deal? Is it Caicedo or Declan Rice? Where is Gundogan going to go as well? Are Chelsea only chasing Arsenal targets? Also, Ollie Watkins linked to Man United. Can he do well? Is he better than Weghorst? Can he actually repeat what he did last year, scoring 15 goals for Man City for Aston Villa, of course? But big up everybody that is here with me. Get your questions in, get your comments. We'll be joined by Don later, but I'm here with Dawood today. You guys know Dawood. I love Dawood. Great discussions always with him. How are you feeling today, my man?
Very, very good. Thanks for having me on again. Got a lot of things to talk about. The transfer window, it's been open for less than a week and there's so much that's happening.
Yeah, so much happening. I'm going to pick up the people that are here with us today that started. Luke here is us. Fraser is here. Luke, again, is saying up to next fixtures. Of course, David with us. Bailey, of course, Jordy. Martin, one of our members, always been a member. The membership is gone, Martin, for some reason. Wolves FI, of course. We're going to get to super chat. Of course, David is here with us. I just want Jassim. Yes, of course, the broken Memoir is here, of course. Alvin is here with us. Bree is here with us as well. And Jamel, so many of you guys are here with us today. Get your questions in and get your comments in. I see your super chat from Wolves FI. I'm just waiting for Don to join. But let's start with that super chat because I don't know what is that about. So Wolves, thank you so much for the super chat. Wolves FI is saying, imagine being so small-minded and deluded like Thai and Turkish. I'm assuming these are the guys at Arsenal Fan TV. Telling football fans you cannot talk Arsenal because you are supporting this or that team. Get your head wobble. Do you believe, I'm going to ask you straight though, do you believe that we are allowed to talk about Arsenal? I don't support anybody in the Premier League. Am I allowed? Do I have an opinion about Arsenal?
When it comes to rival fans talking about Arsenal, there's always a hidden agenda. There's never rival fans when they talk about Arsenal is never a rational argument. It's never a rational debate. They're always having a slight dig at us. They're always talking.
Sorry, lads.
No problem. Yeah. So that's what I mean. When it comes to Arsenal, I think only Arsenal fans should speak about Arsenal because it's a sensitive subject right now. And when rival fans get into that discussion, it always turns to an agenda.
Yeah, 100%. So we welcome Don, guys. If you haven't met Don, debut on the channel. I met Don on the Football Terrace, had a great discussion, level-headed, but also knows his football as well. Don, how are you feeling today? I'm glad to have you here with us on Never a Foul. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. Thanks for having me. Apart from my hay fever killing me today, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for the invite.
Almost 100 people already. Guys, get us at least to 100 likes right off the bat right here. Mo loves the main screen interview style. I like the big screen. Cass did this overlay yesterday, and I'm just loving it. I love this thing. Mm-hmm. But as I was saying, Don, we're going to start by talking Arsenal v Chelsea. Who's getting the better deal? Is it Rice or Caicedo? And why are Chelsea chasing Arsenal targets? Started at Modric. Now it's Lavia. Arsenal are linked to Lavia. And now Chelsea are linked to him. And we're going to talk about Ollie Watkins. Can he do it at Man United? But guys, get your questions in. Get your comments in the chat, of course, as we're going. And I'm going to start with that debate that I was thinking about that yesterday. Who's getting the better deal? Apart from the money, which is they're very close to each other, Rice or Caicedo. Yeah. Who is the better player? And who's the club that is getting the better deal? Assuming that both of them will go to both clubs respectively.
Yeah, we all know who's going to get the better deal. Declan Rice, because Declan Rice is a full package. He's Premier League proven. He's an England international. He's a European winner. Caicedo has been in the Premier League for 5 minutes? He's been at Brighton when there's no expectation at Brighton. He's played under numerous managers. They had a good season at Brighton, but Brighton value him at what, 120 million pounds. I don't know what they're smoking there at Brighton, because he's not 120 million pound player. He's a quality player. He's not at Kante level yet, because Kante in his prime, if he's worth 120 million, Kante in his prime would be worth 150 million, 160 million, because Caicedo is not the finished article yet, but Declan Rice is. He is a finished article. Declan Rice will take us from top four, regular top four, to Premier League title challengers, and we're going to be scary next season in the Premier League, because we've got someone that's got height, he's got energy, he can drive with the ball, his ball distribution is amazing, he can score headers. Like, what can't Declan Rice do that Caicedo can do? So yeah, we're definitely getting the better deal. I'm looking at it now, 90 million plus 10 million add-ons. I'm taking that. And yeah, I don't know what you guys think about it, but Declan Rice is definitely a better deal than Caicedo.
On.
Oh, Mo, I mean, you've put me on the spot here, man. But look, I think, first of all, I want to start off by saying that Declan Rice, I think he's a top player. He's someone that I actually wanted at Chelsea for a while, through the years, obviously before Caicedo and that came through. But then, yeah, as time went on, I kind of said to myself, I don't actually think he's going to come Chelsea. The thing that Chelsea fans used to talk about was, oh, he's Mason's boy. He used to play for Chelsea. He'll come back. But I didn't really see it happening, to be honest with you. But when it comes to Caicedo and Declan Rice, I think the ceiling for Caicedo is a lot higher than Declan Rice, in all honesty. I do like Rice. Defensively, I think he's really good. Like you said, Dowd, he's really experienced. You know, he's been playing for England now for a while. Went all the way to the final of the Euros, and then World Cup, got to the semi-final with him. He was a big part as well of that. But for me, Caicedo, when I've just watched him recently and how football's moving, in terms of that position there, when you want to build from the back and you want your players to be quite comfortable on the ball, Caicedo is someone who is able to be, in front of the back four, but still be able to be really comfortable with the ball. He's really press resistant. That's one thing that I like about him. I don't really see that in Rice's game. I think Rice is more disciplined defensively, in all honesty. But when it comes to on the ball, for me, I definitely prefer how Caicedo travels with it, how he's quite press resistant. He's not as good as Dembele, but he gives me that sort of vibe. I think that's why Poch is really pushing for this one, to bring him in, hopefully to mirror that Dembele role. So for me, he's really versatile as well. We saw what he did at the Emirates, against Martinelli. Ended up injuring this guy because he just couldn't get past him. Do you know what I'm saying? And that wasn't the first game we saw him at right back either. He just went into that role and it was so comfortable for him. I'm not saying Rice isn't versatile, because I've seen Rice. He came through the ranks at centre back, and Arsenal. Few Arsenal fans have said he's going to play in that 8 role. I'm not too sure about that role, to be honest with you, because I'm not sure about his ability on the ball. But yeah, I would say that Caicedo is definitely a lot more versatile. He seems more intelligent as well than Rice, and I just think the ceiling's a little bit higher. So for me, I'm not mad that you guys are, getting Declan Rice, because I think we're going to get a better player in Caicedo going forward and for how we want to play.
So for me, I did a poll. So please vote for Declan Rice or Caicedo. But I want to present a completely different point of view, right? For me, Declan Rice as a deal for Arsenal is an amazing deal. The reason why, he's very marketable, Declan Rice, in Europe, in England. Arsenal will sell a lot of jerseys with Declan Rice on it. He can be captain material. He's already captain. He played in 2 different positions. The number 8 on the left side, which, as you can see, at West Ham, and he played also as a DM for the English national team. Now, Caicedo hasn't played internationally a lot, right? Caicedo has played for a coach, which is De Zerbi, and he played last year for Graham Potter. Not a lot. I didn't hear about Caicedo last year. He wasn't in the picture last year. But now this year, with De Zerbi, he's coming into the picture. While Declan Rice has been around for more than Caicedo.
Yeah, no, you can't argue against the experience. You can't argue against the experience, 100%.
And also, again, is the marketability, to be honest. People forget that clubs rely so much on marketability, and players get affected by that. Declan Rice, if you keep saying that Caicedo has higher ceiling, and you can cut me, by the way, and interject if you want.
Yeah.
I think Caicedo, for me, maybe looks better because, let's just face it, De Zerbi has better abilities than Arteta when it comes to developing the players, the system that he plays, show players better. Like Caicedo touches the ball way more than Declan Rice. So if Declan Rice was playing for the Derby, he might have looked better. He plays for Moyes, and he looks absolutely one of the superstars in this West Ham team. So imagine if he plays for a more progressive coach like Arteta or the Derby. That's what I think.
Yeah. No, I get that. But one thing that I would say is Caicedo is younger than Declan Rice, and he's already showing that aspect of the game. That's not something that's going to have to be coached in him. Naturally, you can see how press resistant he is, and that comes down to intelligence as well, Mo. Because you have to think defensively, he had one of the highest tackle rates last season, I believe, in that position. And again, offensively, he's really key in how Brighton play when they're trying to build up that play because it picks it up really comfortable in the ball. And that's how Chelsea are looking to progress at the moment. I'm not saying that Declan Rice isn't a good player, but for what
Can I
I would say
interject
suits
here?
us,
Can I
for what I would
interject
say
for a
suits
second
us
here?
better, I would say Caicedo is more the
See,
type of player that we need
you
at this
switched
stage.
the way you talk, Don.
How?
You just said the way he suits us. I wasn't talking about suits you or suits Arsenal. I was
Mm.
talking about the better deal.
Yeah, but you
Let
said
me
you
just
said better
let me
deal, and that's that is the reason
can
why
I
it's a better deal.
present to you? Can I present to you
Go on,
something?
go on.
Brighton played the same exact brand of football when Caicedo played right back. So he isn't essential then. If you can play, if Arsenal tomorrow play the same brand of football without Odegaard, score the same goals, yes, he's a good part, but he isn't an essential part of the team. Caicedo played right back, and Brighton still played the exact same brand of football with Pascal Gross, or what's the youngster that you guys have? The Scottish guy that is short,
Billy Gilmore.
Billy Gilmore. He
Yeah,
played. He
But
played good as well.
wouldn't you say that's an advantage because he played right back and he didn't look out of place,
out of
and
place at all.
he looked so comfortable playing right back where you thought, well, this guy can play right back and play in central midfield and still be the same player. You can't say that about a lot of players. I'm slowly seeing that in Trent Alexander-Arnold. He played in midfield. He's been playing in midfield recently. He played in midfield yesterday for England, where his attributes, he plays the same. Where there's not that many players. Camavinga does as well for Real Madrid. When he plays left back for Real Madrid, and when he goes into midfield, it's the same. Where Caicedo can be that type of player, where he goes into full back, comes into midfield, but still elite one-on-one defender, great distributor, ball resistant, and yeah, I'm a bit jealous that he's going to Chelsea, but for that price tag,
Would you replace Rice with him for you?
I think Price is not Price. I think Rice is more essential for us than Caicedo because he's proven. And Caicedo, one, I'm not sure how he's going to play under Arteta, and he doesn't seem that type of guy to number 6. He's more of he breaks up the game, but that might be a bit disrespectful to him. But Kante never played as a lone 6. Kante never played as a lone 6. When Sarri was at Chelsea, he said this guy's not a lone 6. I'm going to play Jorginho. Caicedo doesn't look like the type of guy who's going to get the ball from the defense, distribute the ball, and he seems more of a guy where he can play at full back and play alongside a defensive midfielder. But Declan Rice, he can play as a lone 6, so that's why I prefer Declan Rice.
Yeah, but we would play him next to Enzo because we'd play 4-2-3-1. So
Yeah,
he's not going to have to play as a lone 6. So
yeah,
again, it goes back to system. This is
Yeah.
the thing that I'm saying, Mo. So for me, I think Caicedo would work in our systems. That's why I think he would work a lot better than Rice in our system. That's why I don't mind him. That's why I see him as the better deal, to answer your question. So that was going to say Rice because their system's different. I'm going to say Caicedo because our system's different.
And
But when it comes to them as players, we're
Yeah.
nitpicking here because I think they're both top players. So I can't really, at this stage, I can't really say much against Rice. He's
Yeah.
done it longer, so he's the better player right now. But
I think you'll see the real Enzo Fernandez next season because he'll have to do less defending, and because for Argentina, he didn't do that much defending as doing it at Chelsea. At Chelsea, he seems like the guy that's the deepest, and
yeah, he is.
Yeah, and that's not the best. You don't see the best of Enzo when he's just the deepest. He's the best way. He's got a free run position where he doesn't have to do that much defensive role, and Caicedo will do all that defending where he just gives the ball to for Enzo. And I watched Enzo Fernandez against Man United at Old Trafford. I went to that game, and his ball distribution, he's absolutely amazing. The way he can ping a 50-yard pass, and
he's arguably one of the best passers in the league. I'd probably say him and KDB.
100%. And if you have someone like Caicedo alongside him, wow, that's what I mean. I'm a bit jealous right now.
I'll say he's even got better pass than KDB. When it comes to long passes, this guy's amazing. He's incredible. Enzo Fernandez, the long balls.
We're talking about Enzo Fernandez now.
Because obviously Dowd said about the lone
Sorry,
six.
I
And I
was
said,
absolutely. I was looking at the stats for
mm,
both Declan Rice, and something that I didn't notice: the pass completion for both are very close, even though one of them play for the Zerbi and one of them play for Moyes, which is astonishing, by the way. It's
Declan Rice is
absolutely
good. He can score the
astonishing.
ball.
I didn't imagine that Declan Rice will have 87%
nah, he's
completion.
got a very good passing range. One thing about Rice is he gets the ball, he knows what he's going to do with it before he even gets the ball, and he pings it off, and he's always creating that space. That's one thing I really like about him. Like I said, this is a CDM that I wanted. I kept saying I want Rice, I want Rice, I want Rice. But now Casado's coming to the picture. Things have changed. Looks like we're going to go to a 4-2-3-1. For me, things
Yeah.
have changed with the players that I'm looking at. So I still think he's a top player. So I don't want to put anyone down when it comes to any debates. I still think he's a
And
top player.
when you were saying about you don't see how Declan Rice going to play as a number 8 for Arsenal, I've been
I
watching.
didn't say that. I said that's what I'm being told. That's what I'm being told.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think Arteta might try him as an 8, and because he's got great ball, he can drive the ball so well, and he can get past the man, and he's got a great shot on him. Where he might say, "Party, you play the deepest," and then Rice, you play alongside Odegaard. And I've been watching his attacking. I've been watching videos of him on YouTube of him in the final third. I know YouTube is a bit deceiving, but in the final
No,
third, I can't.
I actually laughed at a comment, but go ahead. I'm
No,
gonna
yeah,
show.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
highlight the comment and then
Yeah,
we'll show
in
it.
the final third. And I think he can be a player, a midfielder, where he can get 10 plus league goals every season playing that number 8 role. So watch out for Declan Rice as a number 8 next season. It might be something that Arsenal might be cooking.
I think Caicedo is good, but for me, to be honest, I always have this thing about when you sign a player that has one season of very good or 1.5 season, it's an uncalculated gamble, which is I think Enzo Fernandez it was an uncalculated gamble for Chelsea, but because Chelsea have money and they can splurge money left and right, they were okay to do with to gamble like this.
Yeah,
And
but
and
Mo,
for
I
me,
can argue that that sample size that he's had, he still had to prove it at the highest level because he was performing in the Champions League.
what
He
is highest
performed in a
level?
World Cup.
How many games in the Champions League? See,
The World Cup. He won the World Cup. He was a big part of that. He even
Denzel
started off on the
Dumfries
bench.
performs really well for the Netherlands, and he
No,
bombs
no,
it
no, no. Come
in
on,
my club.
don't be disingenuous,
See,
man.
my
He
I am
You can
really
clearly see.
I'm
No,
really
no, but
honest.
Mo.
did
The
he
reason, yeah,
compare
but
Dumfries to
but
Enzo?
wait on, hold on.
Oh
The
wow,
reason why
man.
we spent the money that we did for Enzo isn't because of that's his actual market value. The reason why we had to pay that amount is because Benfica did not want to let him leave. So they said, okay, if you want him to go, you pay the release clause. So what we did was paid above the release clause, but amortized it over 8 years, right? The length of his contract. That's the reason why we paid that much. But if you came for him in the summer, he was going to be a lot cheaper. So I don't understand why people think we paid for that amount because of the ability. The ability is going to be there. It's there to see. I think he'll be a world-class player in the future. Hence why we're trying to build around him, bringing in a Caicedo. Like Dowd said, let him go a bit forward, let him progress, let him make those passes. But let's not make it out as if we've paid for that and he's a 100 million player because he's not yet. We paid for it. We paid that amount because we had to get him in that January and they didn't want to sell. That's the reason. Not to do with his ability.
Well,
He's a lot cheaper than that.
you didn't have to get him in January. He took you from 10th to 12th. It was okay.
That's
Yeah.
got nothing to do with Enzo. If you've been watching Enzo week in week out, he's been our
No,
best
no, no,
player, I
no.
would say.
I watch Enzo week in, week out. He is your best player in that
Yeah, he
second half of
is.
the
He
season.
is. Yeah.
But being the best player doesn't mean he's worth that much money. And you overpaid for him, exactly what you said, because for two reasons: because you have money, and because you wanted to get him in January before the
And we
competition
needed
spice up.
yeah,
You
and
need the DM.
we needed creativity. I can argue that we haven't had creativity in our midfield since Fabregas. We brought in Jorginho to play in that position under Sarri. If you looked at the
You really
Jorginho at that
think, Don, that he is gonna be your creative player?
100%, 100%.
Enzo Fernandez is
Enzo
your
Fernandez
creative
will,
player.
and Enzo Fernandez is going to be one of our best creators next season. 100%. You can hold me to that. He got a few assists
Are
this
you?
season.
Oh my
He got an
God!
assist. He got an assist for João Felix's goal against West Ham. He got an assist for Havertz's goal at Leicester when he done that little chip, that little lob thing that he did. He constantly makes passes, but again, time and time again, people say Chelsea haven't got a finisher. Chelsea haven't got an attacker. He's creating these chances. It's just we haven't got anyone to bury them right now. So next season, you're going to see his stats go up. His assist stats definitely 100% because he can find the pass. He can find a pass. I don't think you're watching him closely, Mo. I don't think you're watching Enzo Fernandez closely. If there's any Chelsea
Actually,
fans in
the
the chat,
only one to
let me
watch closely
let me
at
know.
Chelsea is Enzo Fernandez. So you claiming that I'm not watching him. The only one to watch closely because he has the one that has potential is Enzo
Yeah, but Mo,
Fernandez. There's
you're not
nobody
gonna.
else to
Yeah, but Mo,
watch.
it's not. You're not gonna see the 100 million Enzo right now because, like Dowd said, we haven't got a CDM. Chelsea do not have a CDM. We're having to play him as the deepest man. Arsenal fans used to say it all the time. When Xhaka used to play as the CDM, come on, this is not his position. This
Yeah.
guy was getting red cards. He was assaulting players on the pitch. Now you've moved him further up in the position he plays for his country. Look what's happening. He's changed.
Yeah.
This is a guy that threw off the armband and told these lot to fuck off, and they don't want him to leave. So how do you expect Enzo to perform at his best ability when he's played in the wrong position? And the only reason why he even plays there, Mo, is because he's the most competent player in that role. Kovacic can't play as the deepest man. We can't play Kante there. Dow's already said it. That Kante can't play that role. We can't play Mason in that role. He's literally the only one. We sold our CDM to Arsenal in
Fine.
January in Jorginho, so we have to play him there.
So
But from what we've seen there,
So
from
why
what
you
we've
told me I'm wrong? If we haven't seen, so you presented 2 points that actually back me. Now they don't
no,
back
but
you.
but you're overly
The real
criticizing
Enzo.
it.
We haven't seen the real Enzo. I'm not criticizing Enzo. Enzo is a good player. Enzo is a very good player, right? But we haven't. You said 2 things that are key here. We haven't seen the real Enzo, okay, and we overpaid, and because we don't have a CDM. So all I saw, to be honest with you, all I saw in that half a season is a couple of assists, couple of diagonal balls, but other than this, a Jorginho just passing the ball left and right, struggling defense, slow in the recovery. That's all I saw.
But that's the thing, Mo.
For you to tell me, see, let me just finish this one.
Okay, yeah,
For
go
you to sit here and tell me that next year we'll see that, I haven't seen it yet. That means my point still is valid. It's a it's an uncalculated gamble because of the amount of money you paid. It's a gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, but
we haven't seen it yet. It's a gamble yet, right?
Okay. But what I've seen that the strengths that we bought him for, he's showing them already. We haven't brought this guy in to defend, but like I said, we're having to play him there because we literally don't have anyone else that can play that role. He's the best player that can pick up the ball from the back 4 that we've been playing and not lose it. If you try and play Kovacic in that role, or Zakaria in that role,
garbage.
You will see what happened. Garbage. So he's the reason why. Do you know what I mean? So next season, you're not going to be seeing the deficiencies that you were seeing. Like even when we played Arsenal at the Emirates, if you look at Odegaard's goals that he scored, there was a massive hole there, right? Because Enzo's playing CDM. He hasn't got that defensive nous to know I need to be in that hole. If you've got a Caicedo there, that's not happening. If you've got a Declan Rice there, that's not happening. So next season, you're not going to see the defensive weaknesses as much because Enzo does get involved in, defending and trying to win the ball back. If you watched him in a World Cup, this guy's South American, man. These guys are, do you know what I'm saying? They're tough. So
it was him, De Paul. It was him and Rodrigo De Paul, the dogs around Messi to protect him.
Exactly. That's why we're going in for a CDM right now.
So he's a defender or he's an attacker?
He's a CM.
I'm not getting it.
Enzo Fernandez.
See what you told me now is he is the one who's involved in defense in the Argentina team with De Paul. Is that correct or no?
No. What I said to you was even off of the ball, he can get involved and try and defend, but he's not a CDM. He hasn't got that defensive awareness or the defensive nous, and he's not the quickest player as well. He's not the quickest. He's not the slowest, but he's not the quickest. So when it comes to recovering, players do skip past him, but that's not his strengths. That's not what he's been bought for.
So what is he good at?
He's creative, really creative. He's good on the ball.
Like creative. When you say creative, Don, I'm really trying to get an answer here, right? I'm trying to. Is he creative? I'm gonna give you examples of creative players in the league. 3 of the top ones. Okay.
Yep.
Is he KDB? Is he Odegaard? Is he Bruno Fernandes?
He is. His passes are definitely way more accurate than Bruno Fernandes. 100%.
So he's a better creative player than Bruno Fernandes. Is that what you're saying?
In my opinion, I'll probably say he is. He's been creating a lot of chances for us, a lot of chances. But like I said, we need him further up. He's got an eye for a pass. Enzo makes silly passes, man. I don't think you're watching him enough, Mo. Seriously, I need more Chelsea fans in the chat because guys, they're not watching Enzo Fernandez enough.
Oh, no. The Chelsea fans, they hate me. People think that I hate Chelsea. I don't. I just think that you paid 120 million for a 50 to 60 million euro player. That's all that happened.
Yeah, no, but
that's how I think it is.
But we're not disagreeing with that, Mo. Like I said, we're not paying because we think he's worth that money in the market. That's not the reason why we paid. We paid because his release clause was the amount that we nearly paid for, but we upped the amount and paid that in installments so they're still getting their money's worth. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's the reason why. But if you look at his market value, definitely he's worth about 50 million, 60 million, because it's not a large sample size. I agree with that 100%.
Okay. So, okay, guys, get us to 100. It's over 300 of you here. At least get us to 150 likes. I know you guys, if you hate me and you think that I have agendas against Chelsea, just hit that like button, please, for me. It helps us massively if you hit that like button. I'm going to try. If you want questions, comments, because I can't see all the comments and they need to be highlighted. They are mostly the super chat. They get highlighted automatically for me. I'm going to try to get some comments in. Olu, one of our members, he's saying Caicedo is a shiny new toy. I don't know. I love Caicedo when he plays football. I think he's absolutely great, but it's a small sample. For me, Enzo Fernandez, when he played for Benfica, it was literally a 6-game sample. 2 of them are against Maccabi Haifa, and 2 of them are against a really struggling Juventus. 100%. And I know that Juventus are absolutely atrocious. Enzo Fernandez played at the World Cup. Didn't start the World Cup. It was Paredes. And then Enzo Fernandez took his place and proved that he's a very good player. I don't think that's enough to pay 120 million. I don't think that's enough. But you explained
but
why.
I've given you the context
You
why.
explained, which is absolutely, I agree with you, right? Why you paid 120 million. And I think that you overpaid for him. Anyway, moving back to Caicedo, because see the conversation. But I love your opinion, Dom, because you are one of the Chelsea fans that actually get into a debate with me. And when I ask questions to get answers that will maybe change my mind. I am here for you to change my mind. If you change my mind, I will say, I am wrong, you are right. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next points. I want to go.
Don't worry, man. I'll teach you. You've got a lot to learn, though.
I got a lot to learn from you. I got a lot to learn. But I'm going to go back to Declan Rice and Arsenal. And I want to talk about Declan Rice to Arsenal, Dawood. Is he the only signing, or you still want another top player, which is the likes of a Caicedo or an Enzo, or you're going to be content with someone like Lavia, for example? And Don, of course, you have an opinion on this.
Yeah. We still need another top midfielder because we're losing Granit Xhaka. Thomas Partey just turned 30. I'm not sure if he's going to play well in the Champions League and the Premier League because he struggled by playing just in the Premier League. And Champions League, that's another what? If we get into the semi-final minimum, that's another 12 games, and it's something that he won't be able to do. There's rumors that we're getting Kai Havertz. We'll talk about that later. Hopefully.
Rumors? What do you mean by rumors? It's happening.
Did he say rumors?
Hey, listen. I know the thing is. Hey, listen. Do you know what it is, Mo? I know how shameless this Dowd guy is. You know. I know how shameless he is. So I know I can dig up Havertz tweets from you, slander on Havertz's name. He's your boy. He's coming to the Emirates this season. Trust me. 60 M's.
Bags are packed, M's. Bro.
Bro, you lot are willing to pay 60 million for Kai. No, look, not Kai. Shy Havertz is what they used to call him. Yeah, Shy Havertz. Yeah. Oh, every single time we played you lot. Let me just tell you a little story, Dowd. Yeah. Every single time we play Arsenal, and my boys that are Arsenal fans, most of my friends are Arsenal fans, yeah? When they see Havertz in the lineup, easy. It's going to be easy. Every single game that Havertz has played against you lot, every single time we see the team sheet, we see Havertz, easy game. Yeah? It's not rumors, bro. It's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening.
So I'm going to put a poll, but before we go into Havertz thing, guys, 150 already votes. 45% saying Declan Rice, 55% say Caicedo. We have a lot of Chelsea fans. And I'm going to end it now.
Every single vote
it's not that, Mo. Listen, Mo, I told you last time Rodrigo is better than Saka. You didn't hear me out. What happened in the poll? Rodrigo won it. And I'm telling you right now, Caicedo over Rice, and Caicedo's won it. You got
what did I tell you? What did I tell you about Arsenal? Like there's an agenda against Arsenal. Anything to do with Arsenal, you could have said who's a better signing, Declan Rice or Romeo Latvia to Chelsea. People will still put Romeo Latvia for Chelsea.
Nah, they'll be crazy if they did that. They'll be crazy.
Nah, bro, it's like that, bro. It's like that. When it comes to any Arsenal poll, yeah, rival fans always come in a pack. They're against each other.
But that's not true though, Dowd, because I've heard
it's 5v1.
Dowd, that's not true because I've heard a bunch of Arsenal fans that want Caicedo more than they want Rice. There's been debates within your fan base about Caicedo or Rice, Caicedo or Rice, Caicedo or Rice. So these could be Arsenal fans as well that prefer Caicedo. You know what I'm saying?
Could say that, yeah. But going back to the original question when you talked about if I want more than just Rice, 100 million%, because I'm looking at our bench and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking Rice starting, Odegaard is starting, and Partey.
Where is Partey, the best DM in the world? Weren't you guys saying that for 7 months in this season?
Okay. Context.
Exactly.
When we said Thomas Partey was the best midfielder in the Premier League, he was at that time. It wasn't.
Arguably,
It wasn't
he was.
yeah. At that time, okay. At that time, he was. Even as the Arsenal staff are flabbergasted, they're shocked about how much he dipped in form from after that Liverpool game. I'd say Liverpool West Ham game. After Liverpool West Ham game, he went from playing an 8, 9, 10 out, 8, 9, and 10 out of 10 games to a 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10 consistently. I don't know if it was a mentality thing. I don't know if it was a fitness thing. Someone said Thomas Partey's got a fake passport. I don't know what happened to him. But if he can regain what he was doing 80% of the season, that is a scary midfield three of Partey, Declan Rice, and Odegaard, because you've got pace, you've got power, you've got trickery, you've got ball distribution, you've got vision, you've got everything that you need in a midfield three. But that's only depending on how Thomas Partey performs next season. And that's what I'm worried about. That's why I said we need another 2 more midfielders. We need another top midfielder and someone like Romeo Latvia as a third choice. So if it's just Romeo Latvia and Declan Rice, I'm not taking that. I want Romeo Latvia, Declan Rice, and someone else.
Isn't Latvia better than Partey, and isn't Rice better than Xhaka? And you didn't win the league last year.
Romeo Latvia is not better than Partey. Not better than Partey. His sample size is what, 3 months? Come on.
No, it's not 3 months. It's the whole season. Amo, we by the way, you said earlier on in the stream that we copied Arsenal's targets with Caicedo and Lavia.
You do all the time, bro.
That's wrong, bro.
You don't have your own scouting network. Your scouting network is who's Arsenal after? Let's see who Arsenal's after. Let's go get them.
Dowd.
That's all it is.
The guy. So we've got the head of recruitment right now, right? Joe Shields. He used to work at Man City. Now he's the guy that brought in Lavia from Anderlecht to Man City. Joe Shields left Man City and went to Southampton. He brought Lavia again with him to Southampton, right? So last summer, when Todd Bowley first came in, we actually tried to bid for Lavia. 40 M's we tried to bid for Lavia as soon as they bought him from Man City. So Southampton bought Lavia last summer. Todd Bowley tried to buy him straight after already. We tried again in January to get him, right? And he's been on the scouting list as well. Like throughout this whole time, as the season has been going on, there's been a scouting team that have been watching him throughout. And they decided that he wouldn't be a main target. They decided that Caicedo would be our main target, but he's still on our list, right? You guys have come in after us. It's only now that you guys are interested in Lavia. So Mo, you can't say that we copied Arsenal because we've been after Lavia for a while.
I am just I'm just reading the news. I'm just reading the news. I'm
letting you know that we've been on to Lavia for quite a while. Same thing with Caicedo. In January, let me just tell you one thing about Caicedo. In January, we bidded first for Caicedo. We bidded 55 million for Caicedo, and you guys got involved and bidded your little 75 million trying to get this guy out in January. We left Caicedo alone because we wanted Enzo Fernandez, and we got Enzo Fernandez. You went and bidded for Caicedo, and it turned your way because you weren't aggressive enough. Yeah. So again, don't try to say we copied you lot because you copied us. Yeah. You copied us. The only thing that we took from you was Mudryk. Yeah, because you didn't want to pay up, and we wanted to pay up. Okay, with better terms. So you got to deal with that. Stop this narrative that we copy your targets because we don't.
You do. Because I remember last summer, we were after Rafinha. We were close to agreeing terms with Leeds, and then you guys come and then you blows out the water with what, 60 million pounds.
Yeah, I mean Rafinha. I mean, look, are we not big clubs? Most of our targets are gonna go over each other, aren't they?
Not you guys. When Todd Bowley, there's no such thing as negotiation. You don't negotiate with any clubs. What you do is you say that the club says this player is price tag is 120 million. You just go there and you just pay the 120 million. You don't negotiate. And
we do negotiate. We were literally we literally flew out to Portugal. They flew out the whole team. Flew out, and we're trying to negotiate with Benfica, with Rui Costa.
I've got one question for you. Which player has Todd Bowley signed that's under market value? That is bought under the market value, as in if a club's valuing him 100 million, you've bought him for 80 million.
What does that matter? Because again, it's all about context. Some
No,
players,
because
you're not going to
every
get the
single
market
player.
value down. It doesn't
No,
work like that anymore. This is what you need to get
you've
out.
made,
You need to get out of this. It
you
doesn't
guys have made
work
20
like that
signings.
anymore.
No, I'm saying you've made 20 signings. I don't know how many. I think it's 20.
20
Something like that.
signings. We haven't made
Something
20
crazy.
signings. What are you
From
talking
last
about?
summer to January to this summer, you're probably going to make around 20 signings. There hasn't been one player that you've signed where you thought, wow, that's a bargain. That's a bargain. Every single Cucurella,
I mean, we
City
just
were negotiating with Brighton. You come out and then you bid 60 million or something for him. 50 million. I don't know how much.
yeah. I mean,
and it's like,
okay,
yeah.
we got. I mean, we paid what 30 million for Badiashile, something like that, and he's been one of our better players that came in as of January. We've just paid 35
How come he wasn't included in the Champions League squad then? He was that good.
because we could only take 3 people. So we picked Felix, we picked Mudryk, and we took who was the last person that got registered? It was Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez. So there was only 3 players that we could take, and we actually deregistered Aubameyang. So this is what I'm saying, Dowd. You need to actually know what's going on before you start saying things.
No, but
right?
Badiashile
would have definitely Badiashile would have definitely got picked if there was spaces for him in the Champions League squad, but there wasn't any spaces. We could only take 3 players. And again, Chelsea have no attackers. Aubameyang wasn't going. Kai Havertz ain't gonna get all of our goals. I don't know what he's gonna do for you guys, but he weren't getting our goals. So Mudryk and Felix had to come. We just paid what 20 million for Felix? Of course he was gonna get picked.
But there hasn't been one signing that you've made that's proven his market.
Badiashile was about 30 million. We've spent about 35 million. We're gonna spend about 30.
He hasn't proved his price tag yet.
Badiashile's been good. Badiashile's been good. A lot of my rival friends have told me he's been good. If you don't think Badiashile
he has been really good. He has been, to be honest, every time I'm watching
really
the
good.
Kid, he's been good.
Yeah. Every time I'm watching the kid, to be honest with you, every time I'm watching the kid, he's a very good defender. He's a very, very good defender. To be honest, very good. Very good defender. To be honest.
Dowd. Listen, Todd Bowley's not in charge of the recruitment anymore, bro, and the hiring and the scouting. Todd Bowley's just going to be in charge of getting the club sponsorships, getting the club sorted out with the multi-club model that we're trying to do. That's what he's going to be getting involved with, the business side of the club, which is how it should be. But last season when he came in, he sacked all of the board. Marina got rid of everyone that was there, got a new medical team in as well, and he was trying to do everything by himself. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't understand the sport, you finish in 12th, right? That's why he's taken a step back. And we've actually got a structure now. As of January, like I said, the signings that we brought in have been good. Today, we've signed Jackson. Well, it looks like we're going to sign Jackson 35 million. That's worth a gamble. I mean, that's someone that it looks like a really good player from what I've seen. I've never watched him. I've never even heard of him till we were linked to him the other day. But he looks like a good find, you know, and we're still going to bring in a striker. So you want to be finding these players and paying for these players before they actually blow up. Because then you're going to start saying, oh, yeah, you paid 100 million for Jackson. He's only got one season where he banged. We're trying to get them before, and you're still saying who's this player and this, that. We can't win. We can't win.
Can we go back? We were really fighting over scouting and who scouts better. But I'm gonna if I speak about Chelsea, people are gonna get mad, to be honest. But I wanna go back to.
Oh, do you know what? I love it. I love it when you say things about Chelsea, because then I can educate you, right? Because again, a lot of these Chelsea guys.
I'm loving that you really think you can come here and educate me. That's fine.
No, on Chelsea.
At the end, we reached the point that Enzo Fernandez still hasn't showed his money, and you overpaid for him because many reasons. But at the end, me and you, we argued, and at the end, you said that we overpaid because of this. So my statement isn't wrong.
No, your statement isn't wrong, but there's context. That's what I'm saying. There's always
exactly. But
always
my
exceptions
statement
to the rule.
Fine, but exactly. And Enzo Fernandez still hasn't showed his levels at Chelsea, right? Yes or no?
I think he has. I think he has.
You just said that he hasn't been creative enough because he played deep. I don't want to go back into this, but I want you to keep educating me and people that if you think that, Don, I love it, man. I'm all for it. The problem is we're limited on time. We're not gonna sit here forever, and we're gonna meet a lot because I'm planning to, because I love your debate, to be honest, Don. One of the fun debates. Going back to Arsenal. One of my point is, if Arsenal have gotten Caicedo and Rice, I think they go and win the league. Win the league, in my opinion. But now it looks like it's Rice and Lavia, and I still think that should be enough if you get a center back to win the league, because I have the evidence in front of me, which is last year. Don, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Arsenal were so good, and they had 8 points on Man City until William Saliba got injured.
Yeah.
So that means Mikel Arteta created a system that is so good that he can be better than Man City because they were on course to 100 points. After 19 games, they had 50 points.
Yeah,
And
but
they
Mo,
kept that.
it wasn't just because of the injury why they lost the league. Like Rob Holding was used a bit as a scapegoat a bit because there
Yeah,
was
but
more than that.
so
There's so many players that
okay.
didn't perform.
There are many reasons, but what I mean
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that footballing wise, there are many reasons. The reason that I think, and we talked about this many times on this channel, me and Dawood and Cass and everybody, that I think the players thought they won the league before they actually won it. Like the likes of Party and the likes of Saka stopped tracking back. Party started doing flicks and tricks. People were really overconfident on the pitch. But I think I'm talking about football, to be honest. Football is 38 games. The beautiful game is saying it. Arsenal has played really well for 30 games. If they had depth, I think they would have done it because evidence is there. If they had a competent center back to replace William Saliba, if they had a competent DM to replace Partey when he fell off, which is most teams has, like Man City does. Like Gundogan came at the end of the season, John Stones stepped in only at the end of the season. So if Arsenal get Lavia and Rice and they get a striker, now they have Trossard. I don't know if they're going to keep Jorginho or not. They have center backs. They have Ben White. They have Zinchenko. I think it should be enough for them to at least challenge again for the league.
I'm
Isn't
seeing,
that-
I'm seeing today that Havertz is being brought in as an attacking option.
So that is an incompetent signing. But again, we're going to go back to Havertz. We're going to go back to Havertz and say that. And me and you talked on the football terrace. I'm not sure if you were there,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
said, no, I think it was you and Lewis, and I said, if every single coach played Kai Havertz, and if he was good for, it's not only one season in the Bundesliga, he was great for 2 seasons, and that's why he moved to Chelsea, right? He was the center of attention in that Bundesliga 2 seasons. There has to be something about this kid. Odegaard at Real Madrid failed. They loaned him twice. They loaned him to Sociedad,
He didn't
and they loaned him
fail.
to Arsenal. He wasn't good enough to play for Real Madrid.
He was good on his
It
loans.
didn't
though.
work out for him. It didn't work out for him. They loaned him twice. But then he goes to Arsenal this year and he scores 15 plus goals. And he's probably their best player. So maybe Kai Havertz, maybe Mikel Arteta is banking on the fact that this guy had 2 good seasons and every coach at Chelsea started him over everybody else.
Yeah, but Mo, what it is
100%.
if I don't know if we're gonna go into Kai Havertz in much detail, yeah, but Dowd, where is he gonna play? You tell me where you think he's gonna play.
Right,
I want to say
right
one.
attacking mid.
I want to say one thing. Real
Go
Madrid were
ahead.
after Kai
Say
Havertz.
many things.
No,
Real
Dowd,
Madrid-
before
Real
bro,
Madrid were after Kai
don't dodge
Havertz.
the question.
Bayern
Don't
Munich were
dodge the
after Kai
question.
Havertz. So them two, if them two were after him, and they're the 2 of the biggest European giants in European football. If they were after him and they thought this guy's got something in him, I trust Arteta.
Dowd,
And
I
going back to
actually-
the thing is
Do you
though,
know-
Dowd. The thing is though, Dowd. The thing is,
Okay.
Dowd. Wait, before I let you answer the question, I'll go back to it again. Real Madrid and Bayern Munich they're not in the Premier League. They're 2 completely different leagues. In Germany, Kai Havertz, right? One thing about him, he thrives when he's got a lot of space and a lot of time to think because he's not great on the ball, right? But he can find the pass, right? Bayern Munich, I thought he can do well there. Maybe at Bayern Munich, he'll get a lot more time on the ball, a lot more space. And same thing with Madrid. You can't use those 2 clubs to say, oh, that's why I think he'll be really good at my club. You have to look at him as a player. And I get this thing about backing your manager, but you can have your own perception, right? A lot of Arsenal fans don't know where he's going to play. They're telling me left centre mid. I don't know how that's going to work with Havertz. Now I'm seeing he's going to be an attacking option when he's a worse finisher than Jesus. So where are you actually going to play him? Because I'm confused.
I think he's a massive upgrade on Granit Xhaka. That's the first thing.
So you think he'll play as a left centre mid then, as an 8, yeah?
Granit Xhaka. What is this, dude?
What do you mean?
He has never played as a midfielder in his life. He played as a right winger, a false 9 at Bayern Leverkusen, played as a striker at Chelsea.
He's actually
What
played as a
are you
midfielder before, but
talking about?
see, this is what I'm saying, Mo.
You
Now it's sounding
if
like
I said
trigonometry.
the same
Have you-
thing, if I
Let me
said
just
the
say
same
something,
thing-
Dowd, yeah? Mo, have you ever heard of a position ever sound like trigonometry? Because this is what it sounds like to me. Trigonometry and Pythagoras and all of these things. Because you should know where you're going to play your player if you're bringing him in. Declan Rice, if I ask you now, you comfortably answer the question.
Especially if you pay 60 million pounds. Like, this is not a 20 million pound player. It's not a versatile
You don't know,
25
Mo.
million pounds.
The thing is, I saw this on Twitter today. No
No,
Arsenal fan
seriously.
knows. Only Mikel
Dawood,
Arteta
you know
knows.
me. I'm not here to banter you. Sorry, Don. Dawood, you know me. I'm not here to banter you. I swear, wallahi, man, I'm not here to banter you. But I'm really serious. When you said Granit Xhaka, my head just exploded. Kai Havertz,
Okay.
Granit Xhaka. You need someone to. You have Odegaard and Kai Havertz. You lose every game, bro. You lose every game.
Listen, Dowd, I'm gonna send you a little clip
Yeah.
after of when you
Okay.
played us at the bridge. Ironically, Partey played and Havertz was on the ball. I'll show you what Partey did to him on the ball. I'm gonna send it to you after this.
Okay.
But if you're looking to
Chelsea-
play him in that position, Xhaka's a physical player. Kai Havertz might look tall, but he's not physical. He can't press. It's gonna be so easy to play around him. I'm sorry if he came up
Guy is
against.
a brioche and sauce, bro. It's a sauce on a brioche bread. I'm serious, bro.
This guy's not gonna bring no defensive nous in that midfield. So I don't understand how
Dawood,
you're gonna play him
I'm
left
gonna
of the
let,
mid.
now let's get Dawood a chance now. Please
Okay.
tell me you're paying 60 million. I don't think by the way, I actually don't think he's gonna go to Arsenal. I think he's gonna end up at Bayern Munich for about 60 million euros for 50 million pounds. That's what I think is gonna happen.
That's
But
what
let's
gonna happen.
assume let's assume that Arsenal are gonna pay 55 million. But I'm gonna be like discount
Okay.
55. You're paying 55 million pound. Tell me where is this? How are you gonna? This is probably quarter of your budget.
No,
Where
but
is he
Mo,
gonna
don't bring
play?
it
How
down.
are you
Don't
gonna?
bring it down. It's already come out today that they're willing to pay 60. Don't bring it down. It's 60 million. 60 million. Arteta said he's willing to pay it. So, and they're willing to
Can I
match
talk?
the
Can I
wages.
talk?
250k a week. You're looking to match apparently. Talk.
Okay, can I respond now, guys? Can I respond?
Yes, it's your
Because
time now.
You
Sorry.
said let him respond, and you do another paragraph. Okay. Who's the coach? You two or Arteta?
I don't
Who's
need
the
to be a
coach?
coach. To have
Okay.
eyes, bro.
Okay. I'm gonna do short
And-
answer.
no,
Arteta.
Okay. Arteta's the coach. Okay. Who does a scout? Who's a better scout? You or Edu?
I would
better scout?
say me. I would say me, to be honest.
You're a better scout than
Edu.
Edu.
Because
Okay, I'm not.
Edu signed Pepe, something I never
Okay.
do.
Down,
my life.
down.
No. Okay.
Okay, go
let
ahead.
me finish my point.
Edu,
Let me finish my
keep
point.
answer. I'm gonna answer
Okay,
all your
Edu, yeah?
questions. Edu,
Edu's a better
better
scout.
than me.
Arteta's a better coach. Yep. That's
Okay.
a fact. Okay. That's a fact.
Okay.
If they see Kai Havertz as a left-sided centre mid, what can you say to? How can you say that's not a right decision? Because every single signing, or 80% of every 80% of the signings that I do and Arteta have made for the past 3 seasons have proven you guys wrong. People said, why we're playing Ben White right back last season? Why we're playing Ben White? He's not right back. Best right back of the season, comfortably. Yep. They said, why is Xhaka playing?
Don't tell me yeah.
Playing?
Okay, sorry.
Why,
Don't tell me yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop you.
This
Don't
is
tell me
madness.
yeah. I'm sorry. Don't tell me yeah as we agree on it. It's your statement.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
exactly like it's
Okay.
your statement. So
Okay.
don't tell me. I know how you talk.
Okay.
Don't tell me yeah, and people
Okay.
say that I agree. I
Okay.
disagree with some of the stuff you say,
Okay.
but it's your thing. Go for it.
Okay. And that's right. Someone wrote in the comments, Pepe got signed by Ralston, not Edu. Okay? That's a fact. Okay. Arteta can make Kai Havertz into a world-class left centre mid. As a left centre mid, before you laugh, I want to tell you, the position of a left centre mid and a right centre mid, they don't have major defensive responsibilities. They don't have their back to goal as a number 9. What Kai Havertz has been mismanaged at Chelsea badly. They put him on the wing. He's not winger. He hasn't got pace to play as a winger. He hasn't got the
Dowd, how many games did he play at wing? How many games did he play on
to
the
be a
wing?
striker. I'm not sure. But no, I'm saying you play as a back.
Once you're done, I'm gonna ask you a question, and then you answer me.
No,
Once you
yeah,
finish,
I'll let you
tell
land.
me
I'll
the
let you land.
lineup.
Okay.
Once you Dawood, I'm gonna give the question. Tell me the lineup you want if you sign Havertz, Rice next year. Tell me your lineup that is gonna win you the league. And go ahead, finish your.
Simple.
Go ahead.
Okay, simple. All I'm saying is when he played under Chelsea, yeah, you played a back 5, you played a 2 midfielder, and you played 3 ahead. Yes.
Yes.
2 centre midfielders and 3 ahead. He played the right side of the 3 attackers. So basically played on the wing, and that's not his position.
That's not where Havertz played for us.
At Arsenal, where he would play would have obviously Ramsdale, the back 4 of Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Zinchenko. Will have Declan Rice as a guy that sits in front of the back 4, and then the 2 in front, right side is centre mid, Martin Odegaard, left side is centre mid, Kai Havertz. And then you've got the three wingers, and then two wingers, Martinelli and Saka, and Gabriel Jesus as the number 9. So Kai Havertz at that left centre mid, you'll see in the preseason when he plays left centre mid for Arsenal preseason, you see him cook, and then I want to see you guys retracting. Oh, he's been under a coach now. He's being coached. He looks elite. Now you're laughing at the price tag. 60 million is peanuts. Caicedo is going for 120 million, bro. Double the price. You're telling me Caicedo is double the player than Havertz is.
We're not going to pay 120 million.
And
nobody's paying 120. But let me respond. Let me tell you something, Dawood. You went from Declan Rice
60
playing left
million
center
is 20
mid.
million. 60 million is 20
I'm
million.
gonna tell you how you change the way you talk. Okay, you said Declan Rice is our left center mid, right? And then after a bit, no, you said that. I can go back to the clip.
I said he could.
He could. So you think Declan Rice is your defensive midfielder?
Yeah, defensive midfielder. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that team wins the league, in my opinion. Kai Havertz as a left center
You
mid.
cannot name a better midfield three than Havertz, Rice, and Odegaard.
Well, I can name three. I can name a better trio. Me, you, Don will probably be more balanced than this midfield. Me, you, Don on the pitch will be more balanced than this midfield.
I'm being honest. Only Man City's midfield is better than midfield.
Bro, Kai Havertz doesn't defend with a penny. Michael Odegaard is not a defender. Declan Rice lately has been playing. Go watch West Ham, right? He plays on the left side. Go watch his heat map. Play the left side. He's the one who carries the ball forward. You want to play a team in the Premier League that doesn't have anybody that defends. Even Declan Rice lately has been carried. No, he can. But lately, he has been playing left side center mid, not a defensive midfielder. He only does this for England. He only does this, and England play Malta and Azerbaijan, bro. Get out of here, bro, with this lineup.
Rice, Caicedo, Odegaard would not have worked. That's too defensive. Rice, Caicedo, and Odegaard. That's too defensive.
That's too defensive for you. Come on, just give me a break, guys. Over 400 of you here.
You support Inter Milan. You support Inter Milan.
Okay, Dowd. Okay, let me just ask you this then, Dowd.
We're Arsenal Football Club, okay?
We have three attacking players, bro. I'm sorry, Don. Guys, 300 of you here. Please hit that like button. Get us at least to 200 likes, guys. Come on, this is free content. It looks like this. It's free. It doesn't cost you a penny. At least get us to 200 likes, right? It helps us expand. So please go ahead.
Dowd, tell me the attributes that Havertz has that can help him play in that left center mid role. What attributes has he got? Tell him to me. How is he going to play in that role? What does Havertz give you in that role?
I watched Kai Havertz for Germany the other night. Yeah. He is a different player than when he's at Chelsea. Any player that plays for Chelsea.
What game did you watch against of Kai Havertz against Germany?
Against Ukraine.
Ukraine, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I watched him against Ukraine. He was quality. It's day and night between what he does for Germany and what he does for Chelsea. Because
okay, but what attributes has he got to play in that left center mid role? What attributes
his ball carrying ability. He can carry the ball. He can carry the ball.
He can't. He can't carry the ball.
That's your personal opinion.
Okay, you know what? I'll let you tell me about the attributes. Then I'll respond.
Okay.
Go on.
Aerial threats. He's 6'2", 6'3". He could win a header. Something that Xhaka couldn't do. All I'm saying is with Kai Havertz is that he's a massive upgrade on Granit Xhaka. Okay,
that's
so you've told me. Wait, Mo.
So he just told me.
One second. Wait. Did you just say Kai Havertz not upgrade on Granit Xhaka?
Mo. Let me just say something.
On left center mid.
Yeah.
Granit Xhaka is miles ahead of Kai Havertz.
Ahead of him, way better than him.
Miles ahead.
Mo.
It's not. By the way, Kevin De Bruyne is miles ahead of Konate in terms of footballer, but Konate as a center back is miles ahead of KDB.
Exactly.
Bro, use your brain, bro.
Use your brain, Dowd.
What is this, Dowd?
I just asked you. Wait, I just asked him. Wait. Hold on, guys. I just asked Dowd, yeah. Name me the attributes that Kai Havertz has to play in that left center mid role. You told me Kai Havertz is a ball carrier and he's got a good aerial threat. What attribute? Why would aerial threat be a good attribute to play in left center mid? You're not telling me about anything about what he does on the ball. What does he do on the ball that will help him succeed in that role? Tell me about Kai Havertz. How can he play at left center mid? Because he's not a ball carrier. That's one. because he's always played up top for us. He's not a ball carrier. That's not why Kai Havertz is. I don't think you've watched this guy. You're just seeing these videos from his time in Germany, and you're trying to ignore the 3 years that have just happened at Chelsea. And you're telling me about you watched him the other day. You don't know what you're talking about.
He's
bro.
had shackles, bro. When he's at Chelsea, he's had shackles, bro. He's been locked up at Chelsea, bro. They say at Chelsea, they say to when you play for Chelsea, they say to you, you're not allowed to be creative at all. You're banned from being creative.
That's not true,
Chelsea.
Dowd.
You have to be a robot. You have to be a robot. There's no creativity at Chelsea. As soon as you go to Chelsea, your creativity gets sucked out of your body. Okay.
Dowd, how many of our games? Okay, Dowd. When you watched us last season, you probably just watched Chelsea when we played you guys. How many other games did you watch?
I watched a lot of Chelsea.
How many other games of ours did you watch?
My brother's a Chelsea fan, so I watch Chelsea games with him.
Okay, so then you're telling me that you watch us week in week out. You watch us quite a lot because your brother's a Chelsea fan. So how can you turn around and come with this Havertz prop when this guy misses big chances time and time again every single week? So how can you tell me that then, bro?
But he's a first team starter for Germany. He plays week.
No. I'm telling you to tell me about his performances.
And you said to yourself, what you said. No. What you said under every single manager, he always plays. He always plays.
He always plays.
Why is that?
He's always played because he must be performing to an extent in training. I mean, some of the fan base was saying we play better with Havertz. No. Let me just finish, Dowd. The fan base was saying we play better with Kai Havertz when we had Lukaku. He was more fluid in our play. He helps with the goals that we score. Yeah, he opens up a lot of space. That's one thing I'll give with Havertz, right? He's good at creating space and he's got good movement. But in terms of actually being on the ball, this guy is not effective. If you're trying to play him in that left centre mid, I don't understand where the physicality comes from. Off the ball, his pressing is poor. It's easy to play around him. On the ball, he's not able to nip out of tight spaces. He's not that technical. He's technical on his day. When he decides to actually play, like in the Champions League, when he's got time, he can bring the ball down. Or every so often, he turn up in March. He likes March. That's the only time this guy ever turns up. Do you get it? But apart from that, he scored 19 goals. Now, Dowd, he has scored 19 goals. He has scored 19 goals, in 91 appearances. We brought this guy to be a versatile player. He says it himself, right? He can play up top. He can play in any position, right? We've played him mainly as a striker. We create chances for this guy, but he doesn't bury them. So you can't try and turn around now and say what you've seen of Havertz. He has the attributes to play at left centre mid. That makes no sense.
Did he ever play a free roam position at Chelsea? Free roam.
What do you mean by free roam position?
A free roam position is basically what Jack and Odegaard did for
Arsenal. By the way, a lot of times.
Where?
A lot of times, Kai Havertz is on the pitch, roaming around, trying to find spaces.
No.
And he never excelled. Kai Havertz.
We've played him. Dowd, we've played him, right? We've played Kai Havertz as a 9. We've played him behind Lukaku. We've played him on the right. We've played him behind Lukaku. We've played him on the right. We've played him in so many different roles. And like I said to you, bro, when we bought him, the thing was we're buying a versatile player. Let me just finish, Dowd. Let me just finish. When we're talking about Caicedo, we're saying that we're buying a guy that can play in CDM. That's his strongest position, right? In that 6, yeah? Or playing, again, with a midfielder next to him. But one thing that we say with Caicedo is he's versatile. He can play in various positions comfortably. Same thing with Kai Havertz. That's what was sold to us, right? And we've played him in multiple positions. This guy cannot do the basics on a consistent basis, right? Consistently, he cannot do the basics. I don't understand how he's going to do well at left centre mid in this Arsenal team that has no passengers. Kai Havertz is a passenger, right? He's someone that you bring off the bench when there's tired legs. He's got a bit more space, a bit more time on the ball, or when it comes to Champions League and there's a bit more space and a bit more time to think. But in this physical game, he hasn't got the physical capabilities to play that role. And to be honest with you, on the half shoulder, I don't know about his ability on the half shoulder as well. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. And like Mo said, Xhaka is a better left centre mid than Kai Havertz. He might be getting a bit more potential, but in that role, Xhaka has played that role and would have ever. He plays that role a lot better than Havertz ever will. Put it that way. Havertz ain't gonna move the needle. You're not gonna win the league with Havertz at left centre.
It's crazy how you guys say with chess that Granit Xhaka is a better left centre mid than Kai Havertz. That is wild. That is wild.
You know, I have zero doubt in my mind. Like when I'm saying it, I'm not even hesitant about it. I'm like, I have zero doubt in my mind. Like I don't even have to think about it.
Now,
Like
I just
it's a,
asked you.
like it's a given. Anyway, can we?
Get? He got 5. He got 5 league goals last season, Granit Xhaka. I'm promising you right now, Kai Havertz plays that position. He's getting more than 5 league goals.
Kai Havertz. Okay.
Yeah, but then you still lose the league.
Kai
But then you
Havertz.
still
No,
lose the league.
let me just kill it there, yeah. Mo. Kai Havertz got 9 goals last season and 1 assist. The whole season he was played consistently. We brought Aubameyang in, and Aubameyang still couldn't start ahead of Kai Havertz because Lampard was still playing him when he came back. Lampard bought him, was still playing him when he came back. Graham Potter wouldn't drop this guy, and he scored 9 goals and got 1 assist. But you're telling me he will score more than Xhaka at left centre mid when he can't even play that role, right? He got 9 goals. He got 9 goals. That's less than half of Xhaka's goals. Yeah. He scored 9 goals up front.
We're proving you guys wrong. We're proving you guys wrong with multiple
which
players.
Is fine. Listen, see what the problem with the internet is? You see what the problem with YouTube is? Is that we can sit here and debate it, but we only can analyze what we see in front of us, but we cannot talk about hope.
Using Chelsea as a reference.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Using Chelsea as a reference doesn't work.
Exactly. But I can only analyze Kai Havertz as he's a player for Chelsea for the last 3 years. I cannot analyze Kai Havertz in the next year because I haven't seen him. All I can sit here and talk about is that he played 3 years at Chelsea, bro. You are really building your hopes high, but not based on any theoretical evidence. It's based on one thing. It's based on you saying, well, but Arteta sees players better than me. So what are we doing here?
Then? He scored in the Champions League final. Granit Xhaka has never scored an important goal ever in his career, bro. He scored in the Champions League final.
Hold on. That's your evidence.
Granit
That's your
Xhaka
evidence.
Never come in clutch for Granit Xhaka has been at Arsenal for 7 years. For 7 years, Granit Xhaka has been at Arsenal. He's never scored a last-minute winner. He's never scored in a cup final. He's never scored in a semi-final. He's never scored anything. So don't give me that. Granit Xhaka is a better player than Kai Havertz, okay?
We never said that. See, we never said that, you cheeky. We never said that. We never said it how you said it. See, we said Granit Xhaka is a better left central midfielder.
He's not.
Anyway, we're moving on because we've been an hour debating this Arsenal. And guys, we're not even on 200 likes. So please, guys, get the likes to 200. I'm not sure how long we can go.
One good season.
Get the likes up, guys, to 200 likes now, please. Man City. We don't have a Man City fan, but reports are Gundogan might go. Kyle Walker in real talk with Bayern Munich. Bernardo Silva might go if that offer is there. Riyad Mahrez already people went to him to meet him, I think in Manchester or something where his vacation is, right? So Man City, Laporta might go. They're gonna get Gavardio. I don't know who they're gonna replace, but can someone create a gap next year like what the Arsenal did and keep it up and win the league against Man City next year if they get rid of if these 5 players leave theoretically?
To be honest with you,
one thing. This guy commented, Terrace Tib said, Dow does not represent Arsenal fans. I never said I represent Arsenal Football Club. I represent myself, okay? So I'm not coming out here as an Arsenal representative, okay? I represent myself. I just want to get that out of the way. You can say what you want to say now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nah. With Man City, I think we can only speak at the end of the window because we need to see what other clubs are gonna do. In order to close that gap, because if they lose Gundogan, that's arguably a legend for them. Do you know what I'm saying? That's someone that turns up in every clutch moment that they need him. He done it, in the final against Man United. This guy done it. He's done it in so many games when they need him, when they need to be on that run. So I think if they lose him, that's a big character. Bernardo Silva, you're losing a lot of quality there as well. But it just depends on who they replace him with. The other teams, what business we do, because I think Arsenal can have a really good window. It all depends on, how much the owners want to open their pocket and make sure that they're quite aggressive. Because Arsenal usually, they're not really aggressive in the market. That's what lets them down. Do you know what I'm saying? So Arsenal, again, they can go in. With us, we can definitely, not saying that we're going to compete next season, but, if we fill in a lot of gaps, who knows what can happen next season? I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but we can definitely be up there to get top 4 again. Do you know what I mean? And be a little bit more competitive. So we have to talk about this at the end of the window. But Mo, I did say to you that they're going to go in for Guardiola. And you said they don't need him, but they're definitely going to go in for him. They've been
I said they need a left centre back. I said they need a left centre back.
No, you when Winter Surfer said to me that they don't need him. You said they don't need a left centre back. Why do they need Guardiola? I said Pep
No, to
Guardiola's
replace
wanted him for a while.
Laporte because Laporte is
That's
leaving.
what I
They
was
don't need
saying.
it now. They don't need it now until Laporte is gone. Because remember, Laporte, there's an offer that has to arrive.
No, but
They're not gonna just.
no.
They're
But
not.
what?
What I mean is that they're not gonna release Laporte. Someone has to
Mm.
offer them money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but what I was saying on the terrace when we had a conversation about Man City and their targets, I did say to you that Guardiola is on their list and they want him. And you and Andrew, I remember you and Andrew were saying to me at the time, why would they go in for Guardiola if they don't need him? I said they are going to need him because Laporte, it looks like he's going to leave. That's what I was saying to you at the time. So
Yeah.
now it's cooking up a little bit more that they are going to get Guardiola. So you never know. He could
I
play.
thought the Gavardiol thing was after the World Cup. They were already because you remember when Man City played Leipzig, it was the big thing. This is Gavardiol's chance to show them what he can do,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he lost
No,
7.
it was.
So
Yeah,
that's
no,
an
it was.
old news. I knew
It's
that's
not.
an
No,
old
no,
news.
it's not old news. This was towards the end of the season. I'll show it to you after. I'll show you the Fabrizio tweets because I even sent it to Terry.
No, I
I
know
was
what
saying,
you're
I even sent
talking
it to Terry.
about. That now they're actually negotiating Gavardiol for real.
No, no,
But
no.
the
Now,
links are from January, bro.
no. But what I'm saying is, no. There was more recent news after that, bro. That's what I'm
Yes, I
saying.
know. Yeah.
Towards the end of the season, Fabrizio said it again that Pep is still pushing for Guardiola, and then it's only now it's come out that they're really, really interested. But what I'm saying is they've been looking at him for quite a while, for quite a few weeks. Towards the end of the season, Fabrizio said it again. I'll send it to you after. But anyway, the point that I'm making is I think that'll be a good signing for them. You know, next season you could see a situation where they've got Guardiola at left centre back with Diaz. And then you're probably going to have a situation where you've got Stones at right back because if they sell Walker to Bayern Munich, he might be the right back and then go into midfield like what he's been doing this season. So yeah, man, I think with Man City, it looks like they're doing some really good business, but we can only really talk about it at the end of the window because Man United could do a madness if they manage to get the Qataris and they can, actually spend some money. Liverpool, if they fill in a few more gaps in midfield, they could do a little something next season. So this season, if let's say Klopp was in that position, or a better manager was in that position with a better team, they wouldn't have bottled it the way Arsenal did. So it all depends on the business that other clubs do. I don't think Man City can't be caught. It all depends on what we do as a club and make sure that we're ready for the season. That's the main thing. So I'm not looking at it like Man City are going to win it again. I'm looking at what everyone else does, to be honest.
Yeah, I am just basing my opinion on the fact that Arsenal were going to get Rice, Chelsea going to get Caicedo, Liverpool are going to get a couple of signings. My problem is that Man City, people are going to get better at Man City. Like Haaland already said that he's getting better day by day. Jack Grealish is going to get better. Even John Stones is going to get better. And I'm not sure who can outplay them, and I see nobody, to be honest.
Yeah, but Mo, what you did say as well is that they could lose Bernardo Silva, they could lose Gundogan. That's what you said as well.
I said one thing
be...
that last year when they started with Haaland, people want to believe me or not, they weren't the same Man City in the beginning of the season. And I'm not talking about starting slow. I'm talking about them conceding more goals, the patterns of play. And the evidence that I'm using here is that Guardiola had to change the way he plays, the system he plays, and the formation he plays towards Marsh. And it proved to be, yes, when he changed, everything clicked. So what I'm saying is that if he gets new players in, are they going to have the same impact as the old ones? Are they going to be clicked in right away? Jack Grealish took him a year. Rod Mahrez, when he joined him, took him a year. John Stones took him a little bit of time. I remember when he joined. So what I'm saying is that if a team can get enough points in the first half of the season and not bottle it or not lose it or not drop many points, I think there is a chance. However, there are other factors in. Like I think Haaland next year is not only he's going to score 30 goals, I think he's going to get way more assists next year. This is my opinion. I think the problem is KDB. I think Haaland's going to learn to assist Miko because this year he didn't have to do it. Because KDB had 18 assists this year, something like this in the league, or some kind of crazy number like this. I'm not sure, but it depends on the window. I think Liverpool, if they do the right business, I think they can get there. But I'm not seeing them doing the right business, Liverpool. I'm seeing them linked to the likes of, and I'm not sure. I haven't talked to you about it, and I want Dawood's opinion on this as well. Looking at Chelsea signing the Caicedos, the Lavias, looking at Arsenal even signing Rice and maybe going for Lavia as well. Man United, Mason Mount, I'm not convinced. I'm sure they're going to get another one. But looking at McAllister, Kifram Thuram, and Coney, I'm talking about the caliber of the players they signed. Can they compete? Are they only relying on Klopp getting these players to play on a higher level than what they actually are now? Because You're not telling me that Caicedo is equal to Kefren Turam. They're not
Yeah.
equal.
Yeah,
No.
but no, but that's what Klopp's been known for. Klopp's been known to, bring in
Yeah.
players that we might not have heard of, or players that we do know, but they're not at that world class level. Him and Pep are one of the best at doing it. That's why they're the top of the top. They bring in players that aren't world class, but they know that they fit their system. They know that he's gonna do the job and play the role that I need him to. He's got the ability to do that, and he's gonna get something for me on that pitch. So it could be a situation where Klopp's identified these players as players that can play how he wants them to play. So who knows where he's going to take them to? And with Man City next season, that could be a transition year for them. I know this year was a bit of a transition year, and to be honest, Arsenal took the opportunity at the beginning, because when Man City were transitioning, they ended up third at one point as well. You know what I mean? Arsenal, I think you guys were 8 points clear, of course. But again, next season Liverpool could do something, because if those players click straight away, they fit that system. It might be too late for Man City to catch up with
Yeah.
a manager like Klopp, for example. So we'll have to see what they do in that midfield, because they definitely need players. They're like us; they need midfielders.
Yeah, there's a lot of clubs now, especially the top five, top six clubs. Sorry, I won't click Tottenham. I'll say the top five that are having massive changes in their team, especially the midfield. Us were signing 2 or 3 midfielders. Liverpool are signing 2 or 3 midfielders. Chelsea want to sign 2 or 3 midfielders, and Man City are taking a massive risk, getting rid of Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. It's like two of your main players.
Walker,
Yeah,
Mahrez, Laporte. 5 players.
yeah. 4 starters, five players, and it's how many times
But
can you get
you
your
know, we have been
recruitment
told
rights?
they're not going to do that. Though, like Daps always said that they aren't. That it was never going to happen. But every day now, I'm hearing more rumors about.
Yeah,
Yeah, the thing is with Man City is they were trying to sign Gundogan. I mean, not Gundogan, sorry, Jude Bellingham, and then Jude Bellingham obviously chose Real Madrid over Man City. They're getting Kovacic, but Kovacic isn't an upgrade on Gundogan or Bernardo Silva if they both leave. And Man City, I think if they get rid of those 5 players and they don't get sufficient replacements, I think they might be going backwards as a team. And for them going backwards, it's still being around first anyway. But
but Dowd,
they,
Man City so correctly, and they can attract literally any player that they like. So they're not going to leave themselves in a position where they're losing players like Silva and Gundogan, and they're not replacing them adequately. But with Gundogan, I look at it more than just on the pitch though, Mo, because like towards the end of the season, we're all seeing the videos that Man City were putting out before the games and that the match talks. Gundogan was leading them most of the time. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
And
So
Walker.
and Walker as well, and even Diaz, Rodri. So if you're losing Gundogan, you're losing their captain. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a big loss. So it's not going to be as easy to replace someone like that. You might be able to quality wise, but in terms of being able to be clutch in those final moments, it's not easy to find those sort of players, man, that have those leadership qualities as well as the.
Yeah, but they lost Fernandinho last year, and look at them this year.
Yeah, but they already had Gundogan. They already had Gundogan
Yeah,
there. That's what I'm
I
saying. But
think
now
they still.
it
I
seems
still
it
think
seems
people underestimate
mm,
Diaz, Ederson. I think Stones is a good leader on the pitch. Like I see him
yeah,
talking all the time, pointing, telling players where to go. I see Diaz doing the same, and
mm,
I absolutely consider Rodri as a leader on the pitch. I see Rodri
100%, 100%.
as a leader on the pitch.
I didn't even know he could
Listen, the
speak
team
English like
is
that.
full of leader.
I
He
didn't know he could
speaks
speak
very
English like
good
that.
English. Did you see the interview
Yeah, I
after
saw
that?
it. Yeah, I saw it. I was thinking, what?
Very good English, to be honest.
Yeah, he speaks good English. So, Dowd, yeah, I think next season Man City are going to replace who they need to replace. But like I said, I'm just speaking about Gundogan in isolation. That's a massive loss, that one, if he ends up
yeah,
leaving.
Yeah. So people ask me how much is Barella and DeMarco. I want to talk to Don the last part of the show about one thing because I've been going for a long time.
Mm.
Lautaro Martinez linked to Chelsea. How are you entertaining this?
please go Chelsea, please go.
Nah, not for me, Mo. Not for me. He's not someone that we need right now. We need a killer. We need someone that's just going to be in that box, finishing chances.
Do you know how many goals he scored
I know,
before
I
in the
know, I
last
know he
3 years?
scored. I know he scored. I
20
know he
plus
scored.
goals in the last
I know
3
he
years.
scored 20 goals. But for me, what I've seen of him, especially recently in the World Cup, even the other day in the final as well,
Yeah,
his decision making doesn't look great, man. In the
I
World
don't
Cup,
like him. By the way, I don't like him. Not a big fan.
he was constantly making the wrong decisions. When it comes to actually on the ball as well. He reminds me a bit of he's not as good as Jesus, I would say, in terms of the flair, but just finishing aspect and the decision making it's not the best. Like it's not the best. So for me, I want someone who's able to finish the dinner. I want someone like a Tony who can actually link up play. With this guy that we've brought in, Jackson, as well, he looks like he's quite good at linking up play. Again, I've never watched him before, seen his compilations, but you can still see in it on the face value what sort of player that you're going to get. So for me, Lautaro, I see him more as a second striker. We've already gotten Cuckoo, so he's not the right profile for us right now. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan from what I've seen.
I think it would
I'll be
work
real.
well with Nkunku, but you don't play with two strikers. That's the problem. But we'll see if Rice and if Enzo and Caicedo play pivot, and Nkunku in front of them behind a striker, whoever that is. I think it's not going to be bad, to be honest. But if Chelsea go and spend another 300 this year, I'm expecting them to challenge for the league.
No, until Chelsea sign a proper number 9, a goal scoring number 9.
Yeah,
because they don't play
Yeah.
the type of football to have a false 9. They need a proper number 9 like Spurs.
How many goals did Martinez score just in the league?
20 plus in the league every year.
He scored 20 plus. Oh yeah, but he plays with Lukaku, right? You guys play 2 up top.
Lukaku hasn't played this year.
Who does he play with? Who does he link up with?
Eden Dzeko.
Oh, Dzeko. Yeah. So we don't play like that. So he just doesn't suit our system. He can't play that role by himself. So I know he's a good finisher, but I just don't trust him to play that role by himself. I just nah. There's better out there. There's better out there.
The problem is I haven't seen a lot out there. There is a very lack of strikers now at the moment in world football. If you look at them, everything is like potential. Hoyland potential. Kolomwani potential. Everybody's just potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is nobody that is established. Like we can Osimhen and Harry Kane. But these two are like gonna cost you 150. That's the problem now.
Yeah, I think if we can't get Osimhen, I've got a strong feeling we're gonna go for Vlahovic. Because
have you watched Vlahovic play football?
I haven't recently. To be honest with you.
He's just light skin version of Lukaku.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Do you know what it is? Because we've got
skinnier Lukaku. The touch is not there. Like
you know what it is? We've got a lot of players to sell. So if it's a situation where we sell a lot of these players, and we've got the money, then we'll definitely go in for Osimhen. I don't know if he's gonna leave. You know, Napoli, they're not. They hold on to their their assets, so they don't want to sell.
I don't think it's gonna happen because the coach left, Spalletti left, and they hired Rudy Garcia. I don't know if you guys remember Rudy Garcia. He used to coach in Lille. He won the league with Hazard in 2012 before he moved to Chelsea. You remember he's the one who brought Hazard to the light, I think, at Lille, and then he went to coach at Roma, failed, and went to coach in Saudi Arabia, got sacked, and then now he's at Napoli. So I don't think Napoli are serious. I think Napoli we won the league in 30 years. We're good to go. You know what I mean? Just whatever happens at this point is a plus for them.
I think we'll try. I think right now that the owners know that they made mistakes. They released like an open letter the other week. There was reports that came out as well that they know that they've made multiple mistakes and they're going to try rectify for it. So if Osimhen's there making noise saying that he wants to join or is open to leaving, then I think we're definitely going to be one of the clubs to go in for him. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll be us or Man United trying to get him.
If Chelsea get Caicedo and get Osimhen, they have to win the league. I'm not saying the expectation is winning the league. No. See my point. Challenge is the challenge if they sign a striker. With I'm assuming that you're gonna get Caicedo and Nkunku.
You can't go from 12th to winning the league. Come on.
You can. They did from 10th to winning the freaking league. So they can.
But that was different. We had a winning team already, though.
Yeah, that had a winning team already.
I get what you're saying, but you're already gonna get Caicedo,
2030, 2040.
PMs.
No, he hasn't won the league.
I'm not having it. You get Osimhen, probably the striker out there in the world, one of the best, if not the best of last season. You'll get Caicedo. You got Nkunku, which is the superstar of the Bundesliga. I'm sorry. Well, Kepa isn't the worst goalkeeper in the league. Like he's not the worst.
You cannot win.
I know. Yeah, I see.
You know what it is, Mo? Do you know what it is, right? Do you know what it is?
Like people make it as he's Dean Henderson. He's not. He's not Dean Henderson. I get what people say.
Kepa's bad.
I know. Kepa is bad, but he isn't like as bad as people make. Sometimes people exaggerate. Like people say, Kepa is so bad that he cannot be a goalkeeper. He isn't that bad. Like he isn't Dean Henderson. You aren't getting Forster from Spurs. He isn't. Like this last season, he was better than Lloris.
Oh,
Dude,
it's,
when
that's
was
not
the
hard.
last time?
That's not hard.
When was the last
So
time
he's
someone?
better. He's probably
Nah,
better
but
than
no,
10
no,
goalkeepers in the league.
When was the last time someone won
Probably.
the league with a poor keeper, with the average keeper? It's been a while.
That was not wrong.
Yeah. Who
Thing
was
is,
your goalkeeper in 2017 when you won 16-17?
it was Courtois.
Courtois.
Courtois in goal.
One of the
Top-
best
and
in the
then, yeah,
world.
keeper,
One of the
yeah.
best in the world. So
You
maybe
can't win.
you
You
come
can't
and buy
win the league.
Onana, 80 million. Well, 80 million pounds is a
Yeah,
good price
I
for
think
you.
Chelsea
Yeah,
still need
they're
a
saying
massive
50.
reinvestment in the squad. They need a goalkeeper, a top keeper. Caicedo is going to cost a big check. They need a top striker.
He won't be as. How much do you think we're going to get Caicedo for now?
100 million for Caicedo, 80 million for Onana, and you
They are
have
not
to
going to
say-
pay 100 million
We're
for
not gonna pay
Caicedo.
100 million
It's going to
for
be
Caicedo.
80 million plus
Yeah.
10 bonuses for
It's not
Caicedo.
gonna be
It'll be
80.
about
I
80.
promise
It'll
you
be
it's
about
gonna have
80
I
plus
promise
10
you.
80
for
plus
add-ons,
10
yeah.
million if they get Champions League or something. That's going to happen.
If West Ham are evaluating Declan Rice at 120, which is ridiculous, they'll want and then they're gonna concede at 100. West Ham, they'll say, okay, give us 100. Brighton will see that and say he's the same level. We want 100.
Yeah, so let me tell you what's going to happen. Declan Rice has extra 10, 15. That word English tax isn't a tax. It's marketability in the English world. You know what I mean? Like people are going to go, people are going to rush to the stores buying Declan Rice jersey. Once you sign Declan Rice, Caicedo isn't. You have to understand that like there is image rights. He plays for the England national team. You are thinking only...
3 years younger. Caicedo 3 years younger, 2 years younger.
Yeah,
I
but
doubt. You know it is.
I don't think that
I'm just staying
factor.
quiet. Do you think we're gonna pay 100 million for Caicedo, which is not gonna happen, and you're gonna fund us at least 60 million of that from Kai Havertz? So that's why I'm just sitting back and letting you just think that we're gonna pay 100 M's. It's not gonna happen.
What do you call it? Okay,
got
just say you get 80 million for Caicedo, 80
Yeah.
million for Onana, and then
80 million for
Vlahovic is
Onana.
not top
They
striker.
aren't in. They said their budget for a goalkeeper is 50 million pounds maximum.
Yeah, you guys are saying 50.
Just to get
goalkeeper.
three players, Caicedo, Onana, and a top striker, that would excess of 200 million pounds. And Chelsea
Plus.
spending over
Onana's about
yeah.
50 million. I don't understand why we're not just paying for him, man. This guy.
He isn't 50 million. Inter said they aren't
yeah.
entertaining anything less than 80 million euros already.
80 million.
Euros. That's 68 million pounds. They said we sit at the table when you start at that.
Boy, I don't know about that.
I think
that's from Gazzetta dello
dello
Sport in Italy. So yeah.
Like I think with 60 plus 10 million add-ons. I think then that would.
But anyway, long story short, people ask me why a little bit. I think the model of Chelsea isn't to my liking because I just remember when they went and signed the Ziyech, Werner, Havertz. Who else? They signed a lot of players around like 2 years because they had the transfer ban after. You remember the transfer ban? And then they signed, most of these players didn't work. And then last year they went and spent 600 million and they signed one of the best central defenders in Serie A in Koulibaly. And when it didn't work, they went and spent the same amount of money on Badiashile. They have Chilwell, who they got last year, and then 2 years now, and then they went and signed Kukurea. You're asking me why I'm against that model. Because if that model succeed, if that model of spending $1 billion succeed and you win the league, everybody's going to think that's the right model. You know, when a kid does something and it works, when you win the race doing something, people are going to think, I can do the same as this guy and win the race as well. And I think for the good of football, that model is bad. Isn't great.
Yeah, but Mo, this is the thing. This is the thing though. Like, people don't understand that the recruitment since we last won the league hasn't been great. It hasn't been great.
I get what you're saying, but that's not my problem. And that's not the market's problem. What I mean is that it is not... Okay, if you weren't sold, you weren't going to be able to invest that much. Is that correct?
Probably not.
Probably so you hit the jackpot with the war.
Yeah, no, but
sorry for the people. I'm sorry about the war, but Chelsea Football Club, I'm sorry, war is a terrible thing.
Yeah, but hold on.
The government forced Abramovich to sell. If you weren't sold, you weren't gonna be able to invest that much money. And now you're investing that much money.
But Mo, why are we investing that much money? Why are we investing that much money?
Because you need a rebuild. Because your scouting was shit. Pulisic, Werner, Havertz. I can go on and on and on. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But that's not. But exactly. But that's your club's problem. But
But that's not the new owner's
you are
problem.
a
That's not the new
privilege. You
owner's
are a
problem.
privilege. You are a privileged club, okay,
Yeah.
to have the chance to re-sign players because your players failed. Do you see my point here?
Yeah, but
Do
that's
you
got
see
nothing to
how
do with
I
the
am
new
looking
owners.
at it from
Mm.
outside? I don't support any Premier League club.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and for me, all the Premier League clubs, people that say you hate Chelsea because they have money, well, Man United spent $1 billion over the past 10 years. Man City spent $2 billion. I have the same energy for every club that spends that much money.
Yeah, but
For
listen,
that much money.
Mo, that's what I'm saying. We didn't spend that 600 million to add it to quality that we already had. We lost Rudiger. We brought in Koulibaly, like you said. We lost quite a few players.
And
Christensen.
what if
We,
when if okay, so
yeah,
continue. And
yeah,
when Koulibaly didn't work, what did you do? Did you work with him, or you went
yeah.
inside a very
No. But
similar left-footed centre
yeah,
back?
but what happened? What happened last? Like I said earlier, what happened last summer? It was Todd Bowley, who's never, he doesn't have a clue about football. Came in and was just trying to do like for like. You know, we lost Rudiger. Okay, let me just go get a player that's got experience like Rudiger. That is, has been spoken about before. Let's bring him in. But like I said, if we had the recruitment team that we've got now with a proper structure, we would have never gone in for players like Koulibaly. I'm not even sure if we would have gone in for Sterling, in all honesty, because if you look at January, we've brought in Badia Shaw. He's really good on the ball. Like you said earlier, he's been good.
Very good, amazing
Enzo,
player. To be honest,
very
I'm
good. Yeah,
jealous.
cool. We've got Enzo. Enzo again. He's
No,
been
not
really, really
Enzo. I'm
good.
talking Enzo. Enzo is okay. You explained it to me, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna take it. That
I'll
he's
go.
not worth 120.
Yeah,
But
okay. No,
again, the
that's your
fact
opinion.
is you
Yeah,
paid 120.
okay, that is the fact, yes. But like I said, for us, we're not going to look at the price when he's helping us achieve the end goal, which is going to be consistent, consistently competing at the highest level and winning trophies on a consistent basis. Because
Yeah,
what happened with
it's
Roman
not
is
about
that
the price.
these trophies became too sporadic because there was no structure. No one
Yes,
expected
Yeah,
Chelsea to win that Champions League. But now when you look at Man City, no one's gonna not expect Man City to go again next season in the Champions League. They could
yeah.
retain that Champions League if they, elevate.
yes,
Look at the players that they're
agree.
going for. So with us, we're trying to build that structure now with those sort of players that are going to help us consistently perform. Like you said, Mo, the recruitment
So
team
you
before were
think
poor.
you think this?
And
So,
last
so let
season,
me
yeah,
so answer me here. So you
yeah.
think this model is justified?
No. In terms of the money that we need to spend, I think that's justified. And the money that we're going to spend is going to go down and down and down season after
So
season.
you think every club that has the same situation as you, without
Yeah.
changing ownership, should go and leverage their club and get £1 billion and try to rebuild? Is that the model
Yeah,
you think
if
that should?
if yeah,
Football
if
should work like this. That's
yeah,
how
I
you
mean,
think football should work.
if the new owners have come in, of course they're
Not
going to
so you
want to.
see, not new
Yeah.
owners or not new owners. See, my point. See,
What's your point then?
my point is that that ownership situation, Don, doesn't happen every
Mm,
day. It doesn't.
mm, mm,
And it happens every 15, 20 years. Change
mm,
of ownership happens every 20, 30 years.
mm,
My point is that you think, forget ownership, you think that if Arsenal fail the next year, they should revamp the squad and spend
mhm.
$1 billion over 1 year to rebuild the squad so
Oh
they
no,
can
no,
win
no.
things.
That's going too north of it though, Mo,
But
because
that's exactly
because
what you're doing. You're gonna
no, but
spend
that's
one
that's not
billion.
that's not what we're doing because the team that we had before the new ownership came in, our team our team with players under that came under Sari,
Yeah, but that
players
team
that
finished
came
ahead of
under
Arsenal every
no no
year.
yes because we had an elite
Every
manager.
year.
We had an elite manager who was able to squeeze
So it's
everything that
about
he
a
could.
manager or players.
Mo, let me finish the point that I'm making, right? Because when we had Lampard, that when he came in, when we had that transfer ban, yeah, he obviously did well with the young players that we had. Tammy Abraham had a good season, Mason had a good season, Reece James had a good season, and he managed to get us top four. But in the next season, with the better players that we ended up getting, he wasn't able to manage them. That's why he got sacked. And we brought in a world-class manager in Thomas Tuchel to work with the players that we've got. But if you look at if you actually looked at the players that we've got, we had various players from various managers. That's never going to work long term. That is the reason why Chelsea ended up being a club that was just competing for top four. We weren't going any higher than that because we just weren't balanced. We neglected the midfield. We had no striker pretty much. We tried to bring in Lukaku, but again, look what
But
happened with
you
him.
still spent
Yeah.
money.
No, no,
My
no. That
point
was
is
un-
you
that was
still
under that was
spend
under
money.
yeah that was under Roman. But what I'm saying to you is,
Yes.
of course, the new owners have come in now and they've realized that this team isn't going to work with what we're trying to do going forward, and the recruitment team agree with that. Hence, why a lot of these players are getting sold because they're no longer part of what we're trying to build. They can't play the way we need them to. They've proved long enough now that they're not good enough, and I'm
I
I'm
don't
happy.
disagree
And
with you,
even
Don.
no, but let me just finish. Yeah, even during the season, when we had all those injuries, I said it's a blessing in disguise, because a lot of Chelsea fans and a lot of rivals not Chelsea fans, a lot of rivals used to say to us, "Oh, you're Chelsea, you lot have this player, you've got that player, you've got that player." I said, guys, we've got a lot of players, but we haven't got a lot of quality, right? We haven't got a lot of quality. That Champions League win that no one expected, yeah, it papered over a lot of cracks. In the league, we weren't competing. We had stopped competing since 2017 for this league, right? So when it comes to us going forward, like I said, when we got all those injuries, you saw all these players coming in, the Gallaghers. You had Mason Mount just in poor form. Do you know what I mean? You had all these players that were just on the bench, and they showed you they're not good enough. Why do you think we finished 12th? It's the coaching, the players. Most of them here aren't good enough. That's why we need a whole new rebuild, and rebuilds aren't free. We're going to have to spend. But like I said, as we get into this ownership, the years that go by, you're going to see less and less spending. Look at Man City. Man City might spend big on one player, but the rest of the players, they nitpick here and there. They spent, 15 million on Julian Alvarez? That's going to come for us soon, hopefully, when we actually have a team, have a structure. There'll be one or two players that we get to tinker, and that's about it. But for now, it's going to be a big job, and we have to spend, unfortunately.
I do not disagree with you in some points, but my point still stands, is that the change of ownership is the thing that allowed you to spend that much money.
Yeah.
It isn't because your club was down. It isn't because it was the right thing to do. Other clubs, let me finish this point. Other clubs, if they were in the same exact situation, they would not be at leverage to spend that much money. They wouldn't be allowed to spend that much money. They weren't. Like, every club that went down had to rebuild their team slowly, not buy all these players. And it didn't matter if they had terrible players or rubbish players. The likes of Mason Mount. Yeah, go.
That's not our fault. That's not our fault that they haven't got the money to spend. That's got nothing to do with it.
No. But you got the money only because of the ownership, not because you have the money.
Roman had the money, but of course Roman was
never
going to spend.
Would Roman be allowed? Okay, the laws are the laws. Would Roman be allowed? Listen, I ask questions. You answer me. You ask me questions. I answer them.
Yeah.
Is Roman? Are the laws? If Roman didn't sell the club, is the law was gonna allow him to spend that much money in 1 year?
But we didn't do anything illegal, though. I don't get it. Like, you're saying allowed to spend.
Yeah, my point is that you are lucky You are lucky as a club that you got sold.
We were smart with how we did it. I mean, Todd Bowley went about it.
What do you mean? How are you smart when you got?
They were smart because they had players on 10-year contracts that basically had.
Okay, hold on. You're not answering my question. I said you're lucky that Roman was forced to sell the club as a club.
I wouldn't say
otherwise.
I wouldn't
you
say
were
we were lucky
as a result, because based on your logic, as a result, if Roman wasn't forced to sell the club, you would have been in even shambles at the moment.
That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong, because I do think that. Let me just answer that, Dowd. Just to answer your question, I do think that Roman would have had to rectify a lot of the mistakes and a lot of the neglect in the team, because season after season we did not sign a midfielder. Like I said, we haven't had a CDM, a proper CDM since Matic.
You are really talking about details. You're talking about details. I'm not. I'm looking at the big picture. Dom, I'm looking at the big picture, my friend. I'm looking at the big picture. You said something that said that exactly down the line that we had to spend that much money because we didn't have the right players or the right base for players. We had to spend that much money. My point is, you are lucky that you had the chance to spend that much money because of the change of ownership.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, okay, yeah, because we've got the new ownership. They're willing.
So that means, based on your logic, that means you had to spend that much money to rectify all these problems.
100%.
Okay.
And we're gonna have to spend more.
If Roman wasn't forced to sell, you weren't going to be able to spend that much money. That means the problems were still going to be here, and you will have to work with a smaller budget, and you'll have to work slowly.
No, but
does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. But what I'm saying is, if Roman was still here, I do think that he would have rectified a lot of the mistakes that he made.
But by not spending £1 billion, but by not.
I don't know. I don't know how he would have done it. I don't know how he would have done it. Maybe he would have.
The fact is, the law wouldn't allow you to spend $1 billion.
Would you? Yeah, but how many owners have come into clubs and spent the amount that Todd did? Like that was just something was an anomaly. What, 600 million?
Not a lot. Anyway, I'm going to answer this question. We can go round and round because we can go round and round. And I'm going to answer this.
You're not getting it.
If Inter bought by a Saudi and they spend $1 billion, are you going to protest against it? You guys don't get my point. I am not against Chelsea. Chelsea did what they can do. I wish my club can do the same.
You're
You guys are
saying
not doing
you're
that
saying that Roman would have never spent the same amount as Todd Bowley is what you're saying.
in a year because he
In a year,
wouldn't be
yeah.
allowed. The law wouldn't allow him. That the
Yeah, but
financial fair play.
No. But if he did it the way that Todd Bowley did it, he would have been able to. But no one has ever done it like that, like Todd Bowley. He came in and he had to get the UEFA to ban it, like going forward with the 8-year contracts.
Yeah,
You can't do that anymore.
yeah.
Anyway.
He found a loophole in
Yeah.
in the transfer system.
Guys,
So
we've been here
that's
for
clever.
an hour 30 minutes. I like it. Everything, guys, we say here, it's never personal. I want people in
And
the chat to know that.
you're going at the wrong club. They're doing it legally. There's another club that just won the treble that did it illegally. That's another club that you should be going after, not
We'll
this
get.
club.
My guy,
I am
my
not
guy,
here to
dog,
talk
my guy.
about it.
That's all I
But
wanna
anyway,
say. That's-
guys, I want to thank everybody that joined me. People take things personally. It's never personal. All love between
never,
all of
never.
us here. I believe me, guys. It was a good show. Thank you, Don, the first timer debut. Absolutely fantastic debate. Amazing opinion, as I always hear from you on every platform. Dawood, always fun. It's always great to have you.
Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me.
Always fun. I never said
Thanks
anything.
for
I
having
said
me,
always
man.
fun.
Thanks for having me. We'll do
I
this again.
respect your opinion. You know why, Dawood? Because when you have an opinion, you stand by it, and I respect someone like you.
I'm
Really?
not flip flop. You know what it
I
is?
respect someone like you.
I haven't got curtains over my eyes. I see the truth. That's something that you guys don't see. That's the difference.
Well, guys, hit that like button on your way out. We appreciate you. We love your support to Never a Foul. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you probably tomorrow afternoon. And we're out of here.